It cut out. So where we left off is that the DeSoto County Sheriff is actively conducting a search of sorts in DeSoto. The stream cut out for some reason, but again, I'm going to continue where we left off. The DeSoto County Sheriff is currently circling an area of interest, and right now we believe it relates to the escaped prisoner Joshua Zimmerman. That is the belief right now until we are told otherwise. I have a text out, and hopefully we find something out soon on that. Let's send out a few more texts and see what's going on to see if we can clear it for the manhunt. Or if it's part of the manhunt, obviously we want to stay on. But if it's not, I'll be able to clear it, and that would be great. But again, we're working to get more information, which became a lot easier now. We made a lot of great connections out in DeSoto that have been very helpful to ensure that the correct information is going out, and also to make sure that the information that's going out is going out in a way that helps and assists in the manhunt. But again, this is the most activity that we've seen. Give me a second while I send a memo. Okay guys, so again, it's day 29 of the manhunt. What we know right now is that the DeSoto County Sheriff is in the search area. It's literally right at Hernando. It's circling the outside little wooded area. And I told you guys, always look close to home. When somebody escapes, they don't make it that far. Danilo made it a little far, but it took him a little bit of... He was desperate when he made his move, and it's possible that Zimmerman has become desperate and made a move. If you notice right here, I'm going to show you on the radar going. So the courthouse is in this little region right here. So then he would have gone out that way if it was a planned little get out, because keep in mind guys, he's been in a home, so the home could have been in this area, and we're still working to confirm to make sure this is part of the manhunt. But the helicopter went extremely low over there by the creek, that Roast Creek, and then also over Coldwater River, which means that this guy might have just maybe he lost his friends and he's now going Danilo route and hitting the creeks, you know what I mean? So if he's going down that route, then that's why they're searching. But they are searching. Now let's hope another inmate didn't escape, and if they did, DeSoto, please tell us that there's an escaped inmate. I'm gonna come back in about 10 minutes guys. I'm gonna make a couple phone calls, see what's going on, so I can try to clarify if this is part of the manhunt or not. So when I come back in about 10 minutes, I should have an answer, maybe 20 minutes max. But I'm gonna reach out to some sources on the ground out there, reach out to state and federal officials, and also, I mean, for what it's worth, I'll hit up DeSoto County, but that's last on my list. I'm going to make those calls. I'll be back within the next 20 minutes, and we'll know if it's part of the manhunt or not. So the helicopter activity in DeSoto County, we are being told that they can't tell us if it's related to the manhunt, and that likely means that it possibly could be. That said, secure your vehicles, lock your doors, check your Ring cameras. If you live in that region, in that Hernando region, and you own a business, check your surveillance. If you live I'm going to put some screenshots up to show you guys where the chopper was as it relates to the Hernando side. So if you live in that area, again, check your Ring cameras. And if you don't have something like that, now would be a good time to look on eBay for what are they called? The hunting cameras, the trail cams. Get one of them. At this point, something is going to see something. There was some kind of activity to prompt movement. Perhaps they found, and this is just a theory, and this is just literally a theory, perhaps they found something that belonged to the escaped prisoner. Keep in mind that when he escaped, he made it to near Memphis, literally right by the border over there on the 8900 block of Airways Boulevard, and he had a little prison starter kit, escape starter kit given to him, and from there, he vanished. So when he vanished, that became a problem, and for there to be a helicopter out and about today, obviously, in that little region, after all of the activity, and I already confirmed that they received assets from the U.S. military, essentially, to assist in the search, and a lot of those assets are parked up and waiting for the likes of Bortak to land, and once they land, they get in those assets, and they have at it. They have a field day, and they will find Zimmerman, which is why it's important, if you know Zimmerman, tell him to watch my stream earlier today where I explain what he can do to kind of get, not out of this, but make it so he doesn't get killed, nobody else gets hurt, and he has a resolution that makes sense, which still includes life in prison, but maybe life in prison in Connecticut, where you can call, if you are watching Zimmerman, call the U.S. attorney, call the marshals, and just open the door to see what there is to talk about. And they want to hear from you. They don't want to kill you, you know. they want to arrest you. You have to go back to prison and you have to face the consequence. It just is what it is. But you have a little bit of leeway to say, I want to go to Connecticut, maybe. I don't know how that stuff works, but try. If you are Zimmerman or if you're with him, reach out to the feds and start talking. I'm not saying start snitching on yourself, but open up that door of communication. The silence is terrible in a situation like this, because say there's a barricaded subject, you can get a crisis negotiator, stuff like that. In this, we can't even do that because there is no contact. So if Zimmerman is watching, make contact through a burner phone, something. Make contact with law enforcement, federal law enforcement. Call the FBI, maybe call the marshals, call the U.S. attorney. I'm sure they want to talk about what's going on and how they can bring this to an end where nobody gets hurt, where you don't get hurt, where nobody else gets hurt. That's the goal. No more killing because of an impulse out of paranoia. And honestly, like, that's something you can't control, but it's time to stop that. Stop killing and focus on how to put an end to this without ending yourself, anybody else, and just doing what's going to inevitably happen. And I think you have a great chance of having a little bit of leeway to say, combine all of my cases, make them all federal, and give me life. I'll plead guilty for everything. If I get a life sentence in Connecticut, they might do that. So again, if you see something in DeSoto County, again, you guys are still supposed to be on high alert. That area has never been cleared, okay? Never. The last sighting is DeSoto County. The last two sightings, the only two sightings, are DeSoto County. Secure your vehicles. It's Friday. Lock your doors. Check your Ring cameras. I know many of you don't have them out there. Look out your windows a little bit more. Check on your neighbors. Call your friends. Call your family. As soon as I get anything back from any sources about what was going on, I tweeted exactly what they said, which is all we can say anyway. You guys will be the first to know. And the reason I'm not going live on YouTube, I already tweeted about that earlier, because when I go live on YouTube, they shadow banned me. I don't care about the monetization part as much, but it only reaches 4 people. So I'd rather go live on X, where you don't have to deal with shadow bans when it comes to stuff like this. Sorry, something popped up. But that's why I'm not going on YouTube. I'll put the videos up on YouTube after they're live on X, but there'll be a time delay. So again, if you want to see stuff live, it's going to have to be on X. That's the only place I'm going to be doing it. It's easy, it's quick, and it's unfiltered. So again, if you see something, say something. If you have any information about Zimmerman, call the U.S. Marshals, call Dog the Bounty Hunter's tip line. If you see Zimmerman, call 911. Stay safe, secure your vehicles, lock your doors, see something, say something. And as soon as I hear something, I'll let you guys know.